So I'm back with another single rant. I got some shit I gotta get off of my chest. Being a 45-year-old woman that has no man to call on in times of need can be pretty stressful. Okay, let me explain what I mean, because it's not what you think. Get your mind out the gutter. When I first moved into this house, I had this big ass dresser. Like, it, not no IKEA shit. I'm talking about some real wood, like some heavy 6 drawers, longish, heavy-ish. And I was trying to figure out, like, how the fuck get this up 2 flights of stairs? Because that's just the way I think. Not, you know, because I know I can't call nobody. So how am I going to get this up 2 flights of stairs? Okay. So I let everybody know that I know I need to get this dresser upstairs, because I tried once, almost flipped myself over. And I said, I need someone to help me. Nobody came. My daughter's friend was like, oh, I got you. He didn't come get me. And then I shouldn't have to call on you for shit. I need my own man. So anyway, he always willing to pull up. What you need, Ma? What you need? Yeah, energy. I need that. So anyway, eventually, after like a month, I said, you know what? I can't keep living like this. I need my dresser upstairs. So guess what? I got it up there by myself. Yes, I did. I figured it out. I'm like, all right, if I slide it up here and I flip it and then I flip, yeah, I did that shit myself. So then when I think about car problems, when I have car problems, guess who I have to call? My mommy. I am a 45-year-old woman that still has to call her mommy when I have car problems. Why? Because I ain't got no man. Because I don't have any male friends out here in this little town that I moved to. I moved so far out of the city, child, I can't call no damn body. The only real friend that I have, he lives all the way towards the city, and he's probably, you know, with his wife and his kids, getting the kids together for school and da-da-da. I'm not finna bother him. This morning, I knew my tire was low. I knew it was low. But I was like, I got enough to get across the street. I got just enough to get. So I pull out of the garage. I get to the middle of the street, getting ready to turn. That bitch straight to 16. It was in that moment I said, do I keep going and go to a tire place? Or do I turn the around and take my ass home? Because if my shit breaks down, if I got a flat, who am I call? My mama's at work. I can't call my mom. Yeah, I'm this close. I'm this close to getting on a dating app, and just for the man, so I can have someone to call for my car or emergencies or to change a light bulb or some shit. Because I also got a foot ankle and I can't stand up on a chair. It's a lot. And I'm this close to getting on a dating app just to find a man to come and fix some shit. Like, I'm just a girl. And I can't do everything. I pay my bills. I handle my business. I do everything. I should have a man to call on for shit. Okay, there's my single rant.
Now, this may be controversial, I could be wrong, but what I've noticed, the longer the caption on Instagram, the shorter the relationship lasts. I'm just saying. Most happy couples tend to be a little bit more private. You're not pouring out a poem on him publicly on Instagram.
I feel like right now in the Black community, there's a lot of women choosing to be single. A lot of us feel like dating is not beneficial. We're better off just being alone because men are wicked and literally ruin our lives. Especially when you're a sacred woman and you're high value and spiritually anointed. It's like these men really come into your life and they see your light and they do everything in their power to destroy you and break you down to the point of insanity. And then they'll just leave you and discard you with no remorse. Like you meant nothing to them, and they'll go on about their lives. And then when you had to pick yourself back up and you finally overcame all the things they put you through and you getting your light back, you getting your spark back, here they come back trying to spin the block, to kick you down, to finish you off, bruh. It's like they're literally sent to destroy you. And the crazy thing about it is that they blame women for everything. Oh, it's the men that you're choosing. Not like it's men out here that's faking their whole intentions with women. They're literally baiting us. They get us to a point where they reel us in, and then they fake their whole intentions. They fake their whole persona. That whole mask comes off and they're a whole different person. They done switched up. They done flopped and folded. You know what I mean? And it's putting women in this position to where they have to protect their hearts, protect their wombs, extra protect it, extra guard yourself. You know what I mean? And it's like, because of this, it's starting to distort women's perception of love. It's like, if a man sees that you're unhappy, he's going to do everything and go out of his way to make sure you're miserable. You will tell a man what makes you upset, what's your non-negotiables, what's your boundaries, and he'll make sure he'll do everything to break those things. It's like men do things on purpose to make us hate them.
Honestly and truly, not to put a damper on anything that you're saying, but it sounds like you're describing modern women.
So the reality is that women are looking for a superior. They're not looking for an inferior. And even the women that are the staunchest of feminists still want a man that's going to make more money than them, still be more competent than them. As a matter of fact, the more of a feminist she is and the more money she makes and the more status she has, the higher her demands actually go. So, women will sit there and say, oh, I want an equal partner. But when you look at her partner, a lot of times he's actually superior to her.
So you're saying in order for a woman to deserve something, she must just have these traditional qualities and the man must also have these traditional qualities?
Well, here's the thing. Every man is different and looks for certain things. I think the thing is that he's got to kind of come in and understand this is how a lot of modern women are. If she has certain bad habits, you're going to have to deprogram that out and just go from there. Or some girls might not even be worth it. She has to obviously have potential. But if she doesn't have potential, then don't waste your time.
So a man, even if he's not these traditional masculine qualities, should still pursue a woman with all these traditional feminine qualities in order to fulfill his ego?
No, I think men need to rise to the occasion. If you want a submissive traditional female, you need to be the dominant, assertive male, and you adhere to your duties. I'm very big on the men. You can't demand a feminine woman while being a feminine man. It doesn't make sense.
So should I say men deserve less in order to encourage women to find men with less qualities in order to find a partner they're hoping to change?
Well, no, it's the reason why the women deserve less is because we have a simp problem. We have guys that are over here giving women a lot of attention and resources simply for the fact that they have a vagina. That's the problem. It's on the male side. With women, you guys kind of already have your pick of the litter, so I have to teach men this stuff, not necessarily women.
I see. So women are good at having good standards and men are not, and that's why we say women deserves less?
Well, typically men take whatever they can get. Women wait out for the best option that they can get. Men take, women want the best they can get. Men can take whatever they can get. So I'm trying to get guys to understand their value and only wife out women that are worthy, because a lot aren't.
So in order for a man to find a woman that's worthy, we have to convince all the women that they're not worthy.
No, the girl that he's dating, she needs to prove herself.
Yes, so
gotta
inherently
put her through her
believe that
paces.
she is not worthy on her own and must prove herself. Right?
Yes. Just like the man must
yeah.
prove himself to become attractive in the first place.
I mean, I think both sides of the relationship need to prove themselves.
But here's the difference. We don't tell that enough to women. That's the issue.
I think it's because
We
lot
tell
of
women that they're perfect just the way that they are, and that's a lie.
She spent all that time talking and walked right into that. I mean, walked straight into that. And still was trying to talk. It's over. Give somebody else the mic.
I seriously might be the worst person when it comes to online dating, because I'll go through these phases where I'm like, oh, I want to be single, or oh, I don't want to meet a guy on Hinge, so I just won't go on it for a month. And then I'll randomly be like, oh, I'm so single, so I'll get back on it. And I'll do the fresh start feature because my Hinge just isn't hinging. I need new people. So then I'll start talking to these guys that I match with, and they'll ask for my number. And I'll give them my number and tell me why I just got a text from a guy that I matched with and the contact was already saved. And I had left him on delivered from a previous conversation back in March. And this has happened twice now. Yeah, I think I need to retire.
That and stop being a trash person. Both of them work.
He cute, but he ain't that cute. I never said he was cute. Cute is for puppies. He fine as get it right.
Some men have truly lost it when it comes to their expectations of a woman during the initial stages of dating. Watch this clip and we're going to talk about why.
Is just why the dating market is just so bad right now. You know, regular guys, fellas, even me, 6'8", about to be a multi-millionaire doctor, huge platform, hardworking, intelligent man. I can't even get a woman to cook for me. All these things I did for her. It's like, and I only knew this girl for like 10 days, bro. I ain't tripping or anything, but it's just like.
So this man thinks because he dropped a measly $200 and sent her flowers or did whatever he did, and he's only known her for 10 days, and he thinks that he's unlocked the wifey benefits? This generation is cooked. Cooked. Like, bro, are you trying to establish a real relationship or are you just hungry? What is going on here? The problem with this generation of men and women is y'all think everything is transactional. And it's not. When it comes to love, it's not transactional. And I think social media has ruined this mindset that everyone has about love. You could tell his mindset is, I do this for you, so you gotta do this for me. And it's just like, if it's gonna be like that, then you probably should not be dating. You probably should just be alone until you figure out how to actually love. Because love is not transactional at all, period. But moral of the story is, if she's not your wife and y'all just met each other, she does not have to cook for you. She does not have to prove her worth to you. She does not have to prove that she's a wifey material just to cook. Like, what are we doing here? Because y'all can't build houses. Most of y'all can't change a tire. But that doesn't mean that you're not a man or that you're not a husband. I don't see it that way. I don't need as long as you can call AAA, boo, we good. As long as you can buy the house, we good. You don't need to build it. But anyway, what y'all think? Tell me what you think in the comments.
It's definitely not transactional. I love that point. But when is enough enough? It's not transactional until he starts asking for something to be reciprocated. Like, hey, maybe invite me over to cook. Maybe do something more than just sit there and let me bask in your presence. To think that you're higher than me or you're better than me at some point in time, what are you going to be doing? What are you bringing to the table?
You said that we bring on young women with no education to debate on things they know nothing about.
Yeah, like, girls and stuff.
When you say young woman, give me an age.
Like early 20s.
So what do you think is like the appropriate age where you're allowed to have like a conversation with somebody?
Oh, you can have a conversation any age. I'm just saying if you mostly get people who are not educated and like get their views off of TikTok, then you're not going to get a realistic.
Hang on. I just want to point something out.
Yeah.
How old are you?
23.
What's your education level?
Bachelor's.
Anything else?
No, I'm talking about social media influence.
I don't know. I don't get it. No, wait.
I'm not talking about going to college. I'm talking about just real world experience.
Yeah. So these people can vote.
Yeah, maybe they don't
can
agree.
Vote.
What I do mean is that people in the younger generation are influenced by social media and they don't really have that much real life experience. That makes it an issue that with fake news, it goes on both sides and people don't really know what's actually going on.
So wait, what you're saying is that young people tie in to social media in order to inform their worldview, and we're on social media assisting and informing their worldview. Why would this be a problem?
I see what she's saying, but I do also see what Andrew was saying. These folks, without that real world experience, are still voting.
The divorce rate among straight couples is about 40 to 50%. Among gay couples, men and men, it's about 30%. Among lesbian couples, it's about 70%. Now, if we're saying that men are the problem in relationships, why is the divorce rate among women much higher than men and women and men? Now, we know women initiate divorces more, so that's what they're saying is the reason why the divorce rate among women is so high. But again, if men are the problem, why is the divorce rate that much higher among women and women? What do you guys think?
When did it become so normal to ask a girl to come over to your house on a first date? Or a second, or a third, or a fourth? I don't even know you yet.
When I met my husband, he was dating other women. He had been on the dating site. I think he may have been on one or two. He and I met on Match. So after about a week, he told me that there was another woman he was talking to and he wanted to be transparent. And he said that it comes down to it's between me and her. And he said, I just want to be transparent. You know, I don't want to lead anybody on. I want to let you know I had reconnected with someone from my past. And at some point, me and this person actually had talked about marriage and all kinds of things. There's similarities. I'd known her for a very long time. And this is the moment where most women would have been like, oh, go be with her then. Well, I'm not about to play second to nobody. I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to do that. But instead, operating in my soft power, I said, okay, thanks for letting me know. May the best woman win. And he said, huh? And I told him, you're not my man yet. I just met you. So I'm not surprised that you are rekindling things or connecting with other women. I expect nothing less as you are actively dating. You're on a dating site. If you and I are supposed to be together, we'll end up being together because you're not my man. And I'm not your woman yet either. Now, mind you, I was divorced. I had 3 kids by 2 different men. I was not exactly the type of woman that on paper someone would want to pursue because of baggage and because of all the things. Now, she on paper is exactly what every man says that they want. She was very pretty. I saw a picture of her at one point. She was pretty. She had no kids. She had never been married. He could have truly had a fresh start with her, especially with having history and talking about marriage at some point. But do you know why he proposed to me? I was able to give him the one thing that no other woman was able to give him, including her. That one thing was understanding. Not just because he was a high earner, not just because he had a nice house, not just because he could provide the lifestyle that I would want, but because I actually was interested in him. I did not use my divorce or my past pain and put it on him. Instead, I took the time to make sure that every time he was with me, it was an experience. Mind you, I did this before knowing that it was between me and another woman. So I told him, it's no pressure because you're not my man, but I know that I make you want to be. And that's something that not all women know how to do.
So basically you took an interest in him and you looked to serve him and figure out what it was that he liked. Most modern women don't do that.
I just saw another creator talking about the man hater to perfect boyfriend pipeline, and why is this so true? I'm gonna be honest, I did a lot of man hating when I was single because I dated so much and I was so exhausted from guys acting like complete idiots. I was just so tired of dating men who were incapable, inconsistent, inconsiderate, emotionally unintelligent. It was exhausting. So yeah, I developed a hatred towards those men because of those behaviors. So it made me have really high standards, and you know where that got me? An incredible 11 out of 10 emotionally intelligent, capable husband who subsequently made me hate men less and believe in good men again. So yeah, man hating to perfect boyfriend pipeline is real, and I wouldn't change a thing.
At some point in time, we have to start saying, I'm sorry. I said all of that silliness. Now I got a bunch of women floating out here believing the same nonsense that I said out there. I take that back.
So I was just flipping through TikTok and I saw this woman, mid-30s, talking about how she went out to dinner with her friends and they're all mid-30s-ish and successful and entrepreneurial, and most of them have master's degrees, and they're all single. And they are single kind of because they couldn't find anybody that they wanted to date. And they were talking like, what does it mean for them? And if they don't ever meet anybody. And I went straight to the comment section because I already lived this life. And so I didn't need to hear the rest of her video, but I went to the comment section because I wanted to see what ick was showing up in the comment section. And my favorite one was this guy who said, also a 34 plus year old with the requirements you're describing doesn't want you because he can have a 23 or 24 year old and you can't compete with them physically. First of all, you could not pay me to be 23 or 24 again. I am 43 in 2 weeks. I am financially independent. I've traveled the world. I own my own home in Georgetown. I own my own business. I do what I want whenever I want, and I have to answer to nobody. I'm on my 2nd book after writing a bestseller a couple years ago, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. So you couldn't pay me to go back to a time in my life where maybe I didn't have that, but I didn't have much else either. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted out of life. I didn't know what I was capable of. I hadn't found my voice yet. I was pretty smoking hot. I'll give you that. But the men that say shit like that online don't understand that they're telling on themselves. All I hear when men say things like that, of, I would rather have a 23 or 24 year old because you can't compete with them physically, is a man who's just looking for a shiny little object, a trophy to put on his arm to make him feel better about himself. You know who the guys are who only want the hot girls? The guys with nothing else to offer themselves, because I will tell you, once men get a woman with more going on for her, a woman who knows who she is, who has her own career, who has her own home, who has her own travel schedule, who has dogs or hobbies or anything else besides just fawning over a man all the time, thinking that he's the answer. A certain kind of man can't live with that. And women my age, of my caliber, my girlfriends, we don't want that guy either.
But y'all keep on assigning yourselves some sort of caliber that doesn't matter to men. That's why you are where you are. A man continues to tell you, this is what I value. Why would you value that? And then you're going to go right out there, you and your girlfriends are going to say, well, you know what? I have my life together and all of the things, so I want a man to be on that same level. A man comes up on that same level, what you going to look at? His wallet. Oh man, you know you are all those things, but you don't make enough money. And the man that I would want, he would have all those things, but he would be so far advanced that he would be making the same amount of money that I'm making. All right, go ahead, shut the camera off and go cook some dinner or something.
Decentering men sounds good in theory to a lot of women because they see it as a form of an insult. And that's why, like, I've been wanting to get this off my chest for a while. I'm not a decenter women girly. And the reason why is because I've never had to tell myself to do that part in order to focus on myself. But because I understand where the girls trying to go with it, I'll support it. I get it. Blase, blase. But a lot of you truly only like the idea of decentering men because you get to use it as an insult. So what y'all don't get is that decentering men has never been about men. It's always been about you. And that's why the empty-headed people get into the comments and they're like, all you talk about is women. Okay. All right. Isn't that the point? Do you want me to talk about men? Do you want me to talk about men and pretend to decenter them, or do you really want to meet somebody that decenter them? And that be my issue with the girlies sometimes. Like, y'all only like doing stuff when you feel like it's a gotcha for somebody else. I see, look, yeah, decenter them because they so this and that. It's like, girl, decentering men ain't never really been about them. It's always been about you and how you could be better, how you can become a better woman, what's important to you, what your passion is, what your purpose is. That's what it's always been about. But y'all don't want to actually talk about that. Y'all really have no interest in that for real. That's why when you get on apps like TikTok and you see women that actually decenter men and focus on the woman and how she can be better and how she is in the driver's seat of her life and how anything that she wants out of life will only come from her, that anyone in her life that don't need to be there and still there is because of her. Y'all don't like to hear that because it puts you in a position of authority. You don't want to be in authority. You want to be a victim. You want to constantly repeat this story that someone's doing something to you. That's why y'all don't like hearing certain stuff. That's why, like, our mamas, that's kind of where they drop the ball at. I'm not interested in gathering together to talk about these species no more. I get it, y'all. Like, we get it. We get it. They hurt your feelings and it hurt bad. We get it. Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do with your life? Now what are you going to do with your time? Now what is important to you? Y'all really don't want to decenter men. You just want to insult men. Because if you really want to decenter men, it means you want to improve yourself and focus on yourself and figure out how you can grow and get the life that you want despite men.
I've came across some men that are financially well off and like, you know, you're just vibing with them. And I feel like a lot of them like expect you to do things for a certain like lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, I guess the question would be, do men need to smash in order to
feel appreciated for what they have done for the girl? Like, or do you just court women? Like, what does she have to do in order for you to
get you to
spend, not even, we don't want to keep saying spend money.
Yeah, not like that, but like
court her and invest in her.
Invest in her.
Invest in her.
You want to go first or you want me to go?
You can go, actually.
it all depends on the guy. He has to be mature enough to admit to himself that he's ready to settle down. Most women that speak, they at least come from a perspective of, where are we going to go with this? What are we going to be? You have to be able to scope out if a guy is really in that mode. Like if he really wants to be in a relationship. If he's not, then he's going to do anything for sex. Both. He'll sit there and pay for everything and expect it eventually, or he'll hold out until you give it to him. He'll do whatever it takes.
You don't think that's a little bit sick?
I think that's a man.
That's the nature of a man.
And that's the nature of our reality. That's just how we are.
That makes it okay.
It's not that it makes it okay. It's
just
that
what it
that's what's
is.
gonna happen. That's why I'm equipping y'all with the discernment.
So from
y'all say that type of stuff. Oh, you don't think it's disgusting? And then y'all have a nest egg on the side. Y'all be saving up stuff and stocking away so y'all can protect yourselves. So why is that not a problem? But okay.
Most of the men in this world are misogynistic and they suck. Oh, so you've met every man in the entire world. And it goes the other way around too. 90% of women in this world are so gone, they all listen to that feminist. Oh, so you know every woman that exists in the world too. Okay, got it. Like, when are we gonna understand that generalizations do not work? Y'all are choosing to put yourself around a terrible person or terrible people, and you wonder why they're terrible. I have seen both sides coming after each other, like countless times. And let me tell you one thing about it. Most of the time, the men are trolling y'all. They're just trolling. They're trying to get a laugh out of you. They think it's funny. The women, on the other hand, like, we're angry. We are emotional. Whenever we're arguing with men, we are passionate and we're mad about it. If we all would just come together as a society, we can actually do things. But no, they are pushing us farther and farther apart, and y'all are letting it happen every single day. And I don't know what's changed, but I think we need a little bit more love in this world. It's just, we only see the bad things online. We don't see all the good things because the bad things get the most attention.
No, 90% of women. I'm just joking. I'm joking. I get your point.
I'm sorry, but I gotta say this, and it's gonna piss a lot of people off. It's gonna ruffle some others, and it's gonna get a shit of panties in a wad, okay? Men are so weak nowadays. Not all men, but most men, and always a man, and you know who you are. It's only been since the late 1960s that a woman has been allowed to divorce her husband. You're telling me that for centuries prior to this, women had to stay married to their men, women's opinions didn't matter, and we didn't have a say? And the sorry excuse of men that we have now, more like boys, I should say, cannot handle 50, 60 years of women being able to stand up for themselves, of women being able to have a voice that counts, of women being able to speak up and speak out. Men can't handle a woman telling them, no, thank you, I got it. The audacity, it's unreal, unbelievable.
You guys really talk a lot of trash. Stay in between two worlds. And then when you're done talking that trash, you go to the other side. Oh man, I really need a man. I'm ready to be a passenger princess. I'm ready to be somebody's wife. I'm ready to stay at home and take care of babies, pop a couple out, be in the kitchen making sourdough bread. I'm really ready to make a house a home. And then when you're tired of doing that, oh, well, you know, it's just came to a point in my life where I didn't feel fulfilled. I was taking care of the children and it just didn't fulfill me anymore. Like, who am I? What do I do? I'm tired of packing lunches. Somebody pack me my lunch. Shut your stupid. Anyway, the point is, y'all like to float in between two different worlds where one day you want to get up and you want to be strong and independent. And then the next day, you want to just chill out by the pool, have your glass of wine, and take the kids to school whenever you feel like it. Come on, guys.
So I'm married, right? And yesterday I noticed something. Whenever my husband wants to go out, meet up with friends or whatever, he asks me if I mind if he goes. And I never mind. I want him to get out. I want him to do stuff. I want him to connect. But when I want to do something with my friends and meet up, I just tell them what I'm doing. I don't ask if he minds. I should start asking him if he minds if I go out, right?
That's a great way to stay married. It's called respect, and Too many modern women want to be out in the streets doing whatever they want, and they don't want the man to ask any questions or say anything.
I went out on a date with a man with a lot of money, and I'm missing a nail. And my nails need to be done. And you know what he did? I'm coming home without having to give up no cootie cat. I ain't had to give up no cootie cat. I swear to God, I ain't had to give up no cootie cat. Because when a man like you and you pick the right target, even if it's their first time meeting you, first time seeing you, first time everything, he see you got a problem, he need to solve it. He see you got a problem, he wants to solve it. Stop dating men that do not know how to solve your problem. Stop dating men that don't know how to solve your problem. Let me tell you the story. I was so embarrassed. In the previous video I just posted, my nail broke off. I don't know when. I think it broke off in the house. And I didn't have time to get my nails. It's not like I can't afford to get my nails. I did not have time to get my nails done. And I still wanted to go on this date because I feel like I stood him up like mad times. Let me just sum it up. I was hiding my nails while we were eating dinner. And he kept asking me, are you a left-handed person? And I'm like, no. He was like, oh, you're using your left hand a lot. Is your left hand dominant? And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like ignoring him because like, dang, why you want to see the missing nail? Because my hand is like this. Literally, my hand is like this under the table. And I'm doing a lot of eating, talking, drinking, doing awkward stuff, y'all. Like I was grabbing the cup from this side. He was like, why do you don't want to let me see her other hand? And then he did something slick. He was like, let me feel your hands. And I was like, because I know I got some soft hands. So I was like, yeah. He was like, let me feel the other one. And I did it slick. I was like, here. And then he turned my hand like this. He said, oh yeah, we got to fix this. And I was like, all right, I was about to end the date. Like, we got to fix this. Like, in my head, I'm like, I'm a woman. We got flaws. Things happen. But he quickly said, we got to fix this. What you doing tomorrow? You want to get your nails done? And I'm like, because I really want the cash. So I'm like, well, you going to come? He was like, matter of fact, after the date, come with me to the bank. So I'm like, come with you to the bank. Like, this man goes to the bank. I'm going to insert the clip. And pulls out money. And I ain't had to give up no cootie cat. And this always happens with me. I know how to get money from men because why? I just know how to do it. If you've been watching me for a long time, y'all know money come to me easy. Money comes to me in abundance. Money love me. Money stay with me. Money and success is my birthright. I constantly say these affirmations. But yeah, just want to let y'all know, stop lowering your self-worth and stop giving up your cootie cat for free. Stop giving it up for nothing, for a chicken dinner, for a steak dinner. Like, these men will trick on you and you don't even have to touch them. You don't have to touch them. You just got to pick the right target. Bye.
Dion Pickens in the comments said, best believe, though, you're going to be solving his problems pretty soon. Stupid.
I encourage Black men to date white women or to date women that are not Black. And I say this because I believe that Black men deserve respect. They deserve to have a submissive woman. They deserve to be with someone that will value them. A lot of Black women are spiritually broken, emotionally unstable, and I just think that they're not going to look inward and do anything about it. So I think instead, maybe we need to dilute these out of here. And if you want your children to be educated, you definitely don't go for Black women, because Black women, children, they simply can't read and they cause chaos and they have no home training. So if you want some children that are going to be good children and be raised to be good adults, then don't date Black women. Not to mention, if you want to wear the pants in your household, yeah, definitely don't go for Black women because, yeah, you know they wear the pants. And if you don't want them to hold things over your head all the time, yeah, I wouldn't go for Black women. And not to say that white women or Hispanic women or other women don't do these things, but Black women, you can't tell them anything. They're incorrectable. You cannot correct a Black woman. And this is why they are the bottom of the bottom. And obviously, I know it's not all Black women, but it is a good majority and they need to be stopped.
Every time I see one of her videos, it's just the background. It's just a background photo.
Ma'am, I don't need to hear about you being stay-at-home mom. I was stay-at-home mom 20-some years with 5 kids, one with a special needs. What you saying is not impressive. And I did it in the late 90s and early 2000s, which was even better than it is now because I ain't give a fuck about what anybody had to say and nobody knew what the fuck I was doing. The only thing I miss is that we didn't have the grocery delivery. I wish we would have had that. No, I had to wait till the weekend when my husband was home and then I could go grocery shop because I ain't taking no kids to the grocery store with me. Now, let me tell you, there's 2 rules in marriage. Know your role and do not micromanage. That's it. Them the only 2 rules. Now, the only asterisk is if the person's not doing their role and it affects you doing your role. So my husband's role is to pay the bills, have the make sure all the bills paid. That's basically his role. My job is to take care of the children, make sure we have food, snacks, all these things in the house. My job is a housewife. I manage the house. But guess what? He is a part of that because if he is inconvenienced, we don't eat. If he's sick, we don't eat. If he breaks down, if he don't make it, we don't eat. Which is why I made his lunches. Why I packed him coolers when he was going to consulting and all that. Which is why when he needs me, I am right there. Because if he don't make it, we don't make it. That's the end of it. Y'all are selfish. You want what you want, and all you thinking about is what you do. Guess what? If he don't do what he need to do, you gonna be doing your shit on the street. But guess what? You want to go outside. That's why a lot of people didn't make it through COVID. Because when they were home, there was no escape. You had to sit there 24/7 with that person. See, when he is home on the weekend, then all of a sudden you want to go outside. So you've been home with the kids all week, and then all of a sudden it's the weekend. You want to pack up the children and then go somewhere where you got to clean up, pick up after them, and chase after them, and da 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 da. He wants to stay at home and hang out with y'all. Get some wine, drink, smoke, whatever the fuck you gonna do. Watch a movie, talk, or whatever. See, you don't want to do that. You want another distraction from him. That's the problem. See, I know that because my husband's love language is quality time. He just want to be in the room with me. We sit there and watch anime. We'll do all kinds of all day long. We just sit there. And he loves it. That's his thing. He just likes to be around me. When he goes somewhere, we're on the phone. We're always talking. We're always communicating. Y'all don't want to do that. You want a distraction from your life. And your excuse is he has days off, he has breaks and all this other How? He has the man we're talking about, he got 2 jobs. So if he got a break from one job, he still got to go to the other job. He is working more than he is sleeping, but you don't give a fuck because you want to go outside. You know what? I don't know how these men are doing it. Because being a stay-at-home mom is hard enough. And you are making it harder by making his life harder. He's making it easier for you. He can't control what the kids are doing. That's not on his control. He can control that you can swipe that card, you can get snacks, you can go wherever you want to go, you can get the clothes you need to do, you can do all these things. He need to find another job. Then how the fuck stay at home? Y'all know so much, but act like y'all don't know about the real world. Okay, he finds another job. Guess what? You got to wait another maybe 30 days in order to get insurance, depending on the job. He got to move his 401k. He got to, do all this other. It's not just quitting a job. But, you want to go outside. So he need to find a different job because you ain't happy. Are you happy where you're living at? Are you happy about the house? Are you happy about the lights being on? Are you happy you got food in your freezer? What the fuck you happy about? Y'all done piss me off.
These modern women really don't like their husbands. They don't like their boyfriends. They don't like anything. And that's why men continue to say, I'm nothing but a paycheck to you. I'm nothing but a wallet to you. I'm nothing but really an indentured servant at this point in time. I don't know where I went wrong or what I did to you to make you think that I owe you something. But I'm just here for your convenience. Oh, I'm just a girl. I want to be in my soft girl life, my soft girl era. I'm just a passenger princess and all that other nonsense. Y'all are forcing it. You're overdoing it. And when you don't get it, then all of a sudden it's the man's fault. When you don't get what you want, all of a sudden it's the man's fault. They gonna complain, blame the man until the cows come. Hey, all of this is designed by you. You made this and you got yourself to blame. How? I had nothing to do with that. We were in the same boat. How is it my fault? Yeah, but you had it easier than me. How? You literally see me struggling. How are we any different? They don't want to help the man at all. They don't want to be part of a unit. Really what they want is their family to be their support system. They want their family to push them up. Oh yeah, my kid. Instead of a kid, you should just say, this is my acquaintance. This is my business partner, and they don't know it because they use their kids to get up higher in life. Instead of my husband, once again, that's an associate. That's a business acquaintance because I'm using him to get higher in life. If I ain't got nothing I got going on for myself, he gonna pay for it. He gonna fund everything I got going on. That's what they think. Men are tired of that. They just say, you know what? Let me go ahead and keep my money to myself. Stay up out y'all face and y'all stay out of mine.